What's up, man?
What up, bro? What's going on? Yo, the fact
Wow.
that you just said that about Fatty Girl, did you hear when I played LL the original version of the song with the Fat Albert sample?
No, what happened?
Oh man, he went crazy. So you do remember that Pharrell produced the original
I do remember.
the original Fatty Girl produced by Pharrell. The world had heard it for the first time when I went live with LL. And he literally, because you know he wrote like 3 different verses, but only used one of them. So I played him verses that he hadn't heard in over 15 years, bro. Can you believe that? It was crazy, crazy.
I did not know that. I never knew all that behind the scenes stuff about Fatty Girl. And that, and then Keith Murray had just came home from jail. And we
Yeah.
had Keith on there. But I think one of the most memorable times on Fatty Girl was when you and I know it. You were wearing a little gold chain and were handcuffed.
I know where
O.J.
you're
Simpson, O.J. Simpson walks on set, and he's fresh out of jail.
Yo,
Now I'm
fresh
wondering
out of
why is
jail.
O.J. on set.
People don't even realize that O.J. Simpson was in the Fatty Girl video because they edited him out. Because I don't think his daughter
I had
wanted
to
him
take
to
him
be
out.
there.
So here's what happened. Remember, he goes on set. He goes, I know what those are, and then you give him the handcuff chains.
That's right.
Then Corinne Stephens, who names herself Superhead, I name her Superhead.
Right.
She comes and she's dancing with him, and we have it on film. And when I showed it to the networks, they said to me, first of all, you better edit that out because we won't take it. But second of all, you can't play that because Macy's and everybody will drop your clothing line.
Wow.
Because
I never knew this.
you have O.J. Simpson in there. Not that I didn't know him. I wasn't co-signing on him, but why not? I mean, he's on set. You know what I mean?
This is a historic story right now that people don't know. This is phenomenal information right now. We ain't even started yet, but this is great to know. I didn't even know that. I was always wondering why he got edited out the video. Because, like, do you understand how historic that would have been? I get it, but now I understand it wouldn't have been right for business at the time. I completely understand. Or any time, for that matter.
I might, I have it digitized in the safe. I'm not sure if it's safe right now. Bought that little piece and say, yo, time history. Maybe I'll send it to you because music artists can get away with more than me. I'm sitting on ABC and I want to make sure I keep my job. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, please send it to me. And after we're done with this interview, go look up Ludacris Plays Original Fatty Girl for LL Cool J so that you can reminisce and hear the very first beat that Pharrell did. Dope, like
Yeah.
amazing.
No, I remember that, and he was singing Fatty Girl. He was doing the hook. Fatty Girl, wasn't he on that one?
Yep, and he has 2 other verses on the song. Like it's crazy his work ethic, man. And I don't even know if you knew this, but LL Cool J was who made me want to rap in the first place. I was in like the 4th grade, and I'm Bad came out. I knew every single word to the song, man. And it's crazy because what part of New York are you from?
I'm from around the corner from L. I'm from Queens.
So you're from Queens. I don't think you knew this, but my father's from Mount Vernon, New York. Grew up with Denzel Washington. So my
Nice.
grandparents and everybody, that's why I love New York so much. But, man, the LL story is priceless. And so was that story you just told about O.J. Simpson, man. Priceless.
It is crazy, man. And, at that time, FUBU, here's what we were trying to do. And this is why I opened up with showing how much respect I have for you. Because, people in all kind of industries, they kind of don't want to be the first to co-sign on somebody. But we had decided to come out with an album, not with us on it, an album of current stars and new music. And we had you, and then with Fatty Girl, we released Mr. Cheeks' first Mr. Cheeks song on that album. It was Lights, Camera, Action. We had a comeback from In Vogue. We had something with I think it was Joe on it, and it was a good thing. But your song was the hit, obviously for obvious reasons. And the reason we did it is because we wanted to reinforce that we understood the lifestyle of the culture that we were selling to. And you signed on when a lot of artists, LL was already family. Mm-hmm. Keith Murray just came home, and he was obviously excited because of LL, but you were hot and still hot as a pistol in various different ways. You were hot as a pistol. You didn't need to sign on. You signed on, and I appreciate it. And I gotta tell people, ever since we've known each other, even prior to that, you've always been. I'm in your first 2 videos. I'm in your Move.
That's right. That's
Get
right.
Out the Way. I got a little cameo in that, and I got a cameo in the first song to Throw Your Bows. I'm in both of those videos.
Bro, I don't even think there's any other two videos that anybody could make an appearance in that would be more historic than you doing that. And I know you've heard this plenty of times, but one more can't hurt since you throwing me all these flowers, man, is that thank you for being a beacon of an example and light just in this entertainment industry as a whole, not just clothing, not just music, not just cross promotion, not just marketing, but as a black man, for someone to look up to that had his business straight from the jump, that owned his own, company and showed others exactly how it's not only is it capable, but how it can be done. So, I think that people are just now starting to give you the credit due, but man, you've been doing this since way before people even remotely thought about what they're supposed to do and how they're supposed to maneuver in this industry. So man, hats off to you. Well, and thank you for doing this today, bro. Real talk.
Thank you, brother. I hope a lot of people see us giving each other our love and mutual respect for each other. And as I opened up, I want people to learn from you, because I think that a lot of people, they go into industries or they go into places, they want to be a boss, and they think the boss can show up after everybody and leave before everybody, and they can hire and fire people. When you being the example of the star in front, you're always on time. You're always a man of your word. You have brilliant people, Shaka and Jeff, behind you, but it's a team, and you over provide. And I'm not sure where you got that work ethic. And I think that I'm gonna just assume that is what took you from music to acting and various other things. Because when you go out of music, especially rap, you go into another world. You gotta earn it like you ain't never been in that world before. And they look at you, sometimes they look at you like, yo, you're gonna come here with too much bullshit. You're gonna come here with a crew. You're gonna come here smoking weed, because that's what they thought about me. They thought I was gonna walk in a room with baggy jeans on, gold teeth, and a gun, and start breakdancing. Yeah. So how did you move from that area of life to Hollywood?
Well, man, again, man, the crazy thing about this is, I keep giving you flowers, but you're one of the individuals that taught me wherever you're at, as soon as you get there, you need to already start plotting and planning on the next move or where you're going to go from there, because everything is a stepping stone. So I would say, first and foremost, me being at that radio station, I worked at, that you talked about earlier, that was always a means to an end. I only wanted to work at the station in order to get my music heard from all the producers and artists that came there. So I was like, it took me a certain amount of time, but I never wanted to be a radio personality. That was just the stepping stone. And so from there, in terms of me learning how to be on time all the time, if you got a radio shift and you on at 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., you can't be late to be talking to millions of people on the air at a time. So once you do that every single day, it starts registering to you that, like, you get there on time, you leave on time. And that's exactly where I got that work ethic from. In terms of giving back, because today is officially Giving Tuesday. So talking about the foundation and all of that, I learned a lot of that at the radio station as well, because they used to require us to do a certain amount of, just giving back every week. So community service. And from there, I saw the impact that I had just being a local celebrity here in Atlanta, Georgia, the impact that it had on kids that I would come visit them. So obviously, as my power and my popularity grew, I just wanted to continue doing it as much as I can and the influence. So man, that radio station did wonders for me, bro. Wonders.
I think this is the first time that I ever thought about this as well. When I was working at Red Lobster, so obviously you've been on the road. You know from Hollis, Queens. I don't know if they say there's something in the water, but LL Cool J, Salt and Pepper, Ja Rule, Tribe Called Quest, Onyx, Young MC, even Prince Marky D lived there. Lost Boys, Tribe Called Quest. All comes from the same area. And I think that when I was working at Red Lobster, I do remember when I tell the stories about how I got onto all the video sets, it was because, and I just DM'd him the other day. I didn't even know that we remembered each other, but I DM'd Prince Marky D, because he used to always come in, Salt and Pepper, LL, and Jam Master Jay, and I used to always ask them, where's their next video? And they were always so kind to me. And I think that as the radio station was a means to another way, that was a means for me getting access to video sets to put my little FUBU shirts in. So when people right now are listening to us and they're at a place and they think that this is a dead-end job or a job that they just doing to pass the time, how can you maximize that place to get, whether it's the understanding of how to be on time and how to operate and pay the bills, because at 3 minutes and 30 seconds, we got to go to this commercial, or to get mentors in there or get access to more information. And I think that that's something we can all learn from. I'm going to hop into the foundation because I know it's Giving Tuesday, and I'm going to hop in that in 1 second. I got one other question to ask you. You're in 2 different industries, and I know that you have various streams of ways that you are obviously making money and you got various resources. But the 2 industries you are in has been somewhat paused or devastated due to the virus. Obviously, shows, very hard. I mean, I saw in Thailand, though, they're still doing shows because they only had 1 case in Thailand in the last 60 days. You know what I mean? So I saw a huge concert.
They doing festivals, all of that in Thailand.
They getting it because they locked it down. They started welding people's doors the first 2 weeks of COVID, and now they good. But then also the movie situation, I know there's been a lot of bullshit because of that. How are you finding ways that you're staying either busy or ways to monetize what you do today, right now, in this period of time?
Hey man, well, humbly speaking, it doesn't hurt that, I've sold over 20 million records and then, wrote all of my records and didn't have anybody write them for me, because as we know, publishing and shows are the 2 main sources of income for artists like myself. But like you just said, the movie industry has gotten pushed back because people aren't in theaters, and we have Fast and Furious, which is a huge theater movie. I guess it goes back to everything that's coming full circle about our conversation. 15 years ago, I was already thinking about what's going to happen, when I don't want to rap anymore, when I don't want to be in movies. And so I have 2 things going. One is called Karma's World, which is an animation that's on Netflix, and it actually comes out November 5th of 2021. And it's inspired by my oldest daughter. And we have 40 episodes that are already completed and done. So that's something that, is humbly speaking, a ownership in the entire world. And I think it's going to shock the world. And then number 2, you were just talking about Kid Nation, man. I'm just thinking about legacy and, throughout all the things that have gone on this year and past years with the struggle of all things, just us. I'm always constantly trying to figure out how to build the new generation and how to get them and make life a little bit better for them. And so this Kid Nation is huge, man. Like, we just launched it. The site is up, kidnation.com, and now the app is up. And you spoke on it earlier about how it's safe for kids and, emotional intelligence and all these different things. I could talk about it for days, but if people go and look at the content, these are original content, videos and songs, then again, this is something that's in the streaming business, which a time like this, streaming is going up. As we
right, and so let's get into that, right? So the desire was obviously you have your 4 babies, and I look at my daughter and I see that she learns a lot from Negan and all these kind of things that she's looking at all these things, and I'm always worried about her going on to an unsafe platform, because I know that last year there was that whole thing with the little Peppa Pig thing going on, and there was people hacking it and telling kids, oh, Peppa said go and set the house on fire. Let's see how that goes.
Momo
right?
challenge on YouTube.
Yeah, some stuff like that. So tell me, first of all, like, with the concept of it, because how old are your girls now?
So I actually have 3 girls. People say 4 because I took in my sister-in-law, who's around the same age as my oldest daughter. So I actually have 3 biological children. The oldest is 19, man, and she just started at Spelman College, which is a beautiful thing because they're virtual and she's still at home. And so I can keep her off campus, but so the guys can't holler at her currently during the first year as a freshman. I'm very happy about this, by the way.
Very good for you. And how old is the youngest?
So the youngest is 5.
So it probably was, I mean, obviously, this is how I feel. My daughter just graduated from FSU, my middle, and I felt like the tools were not out when she was a kid, and my youngest is 4. And I think that we're probably feeling the same thing, to give her a safe way of learning, but also in little nuggets to get her more advanced. And now with parents being teachers at the same time, which God forbid, these poor parents got to be teachers at the same time. You're saying that this thing right now is something that they can kind of go off on their own and kind of use themselves, or the parents need to use it with them, or both of those things together?
Bro, listen, you just said it, man. I think the parents will enjoy it even more than the kids. Kids can be on there by themselves as well. It's just that the parent has to, go through the right steps in order to be okay with the kid being on it by itself. But, you talk about, we have songs talking about drinking more water, eating more vegetables, talking about science, talking about getting good grades. But as we know, hip hop and just pop culture in general, anything that's considered as cool to kids, they're going to continue to follow and sing over and over again if it has a great hook or a great message. So just imagine a world where it's like, I'm trying to compete against the present day music industry, but for kids, because you and I both know, because I'm a part of it, I make music for adults And I don't necessarily want my kids at a certain age to be singing the adult content that I'm singing. So with that being said, how do I provide a world where it's all positive content, but it's just as good and current production and
So you're saying,
music and
wait,
melody?
wait. So you're saying that one with Shauna or whatever did some head is not appropriate. Her tonsils were swollen and So you're saying you understand.
Yes.
You understand that.
I completely
Bad
understand that.
Bad Luda. All right,
Yeah.
I got you.
So I'm trying to. So basically, you know, it's almost like the difference between you see like Eddie Murphy. He had a stand up called Raw, but then he's the voice on Shrek. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to have balance in life. So this is my offering to the world of trying to create a safe place for kids. It will blow your mind if you go on kidnation.com and check out some of this content. And because
Now,
it's
I'm
like,
gonna
go ahead.
check it out, man, and I'm gonna promote. But go ahead. You were saying something else? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that we have like the whole month free and everything because it's the holidays and Cyber Monday. And, you know, we just want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to really check it out. So I would just go on there, man. And you have so many resources of opportunities through so many channels. I do want you to check it out. And if you love it the way that I know you will, we would love anything that you can help us do in terms of resources, because my only goal is to get this to as many children around the world as possible. We even have Spanish songs. So it's not just about the United States of America. This is trying to bring world peace, world unity, and world love. Kidnation.com, baby.
I'm going to support anything you do. So what is the overwhelming goal to get to those people around the world? Are you going to, after a certain point, I know like anything, because now you're a tech developer and stuff like that, and maybe I won't even get into that, but you know, as you get into this stuff, you start to find your rhythm, find where it works, it doesn't work. Will you be also having other publishers send you stuff so you can get more content on there quicker, or will this be something that you need to just clearly authorize everything and do it yourself because you want to keep that security in there and grow at a slow and consistent pace?
No, we want to grow at a fast pace. We're going to grow at a fast pace. Yes, we are looking for submissions, people with resources. Again, if you go on the site, you'll notice that there is a place for people to, you know, submit songs, submit production, submit your kids if they want to be in some of the videos. So it's a community where we're trying to bring everyone together. And that's literally what it is. So I'm glad that you said that as well.
Okay, yeah, because I think, you know, I've always been one, and I didn't have necessarily outlet all the time. You know, guys like you and everybody who's watching are probably A-type personalities. You wake up with a damn different idea every morning, and then somebody says, well, how are you going to execute it? But I definitely wanted to do little financial intelligence things at kids at a young age because, you know, the way it is right now is I always tell people, you know, if you're never learned financial intelligence in school and you need to learn it, they need to be teaching it like they teach shop, right? Because, you know, you and I, when we get out of school, we probably ain't going to build no goddamn birdhouse, but we're going to need to be able to balance the checkbook and balance the P&Ls. And if they don't teach kids during, you know, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, how to learn financial intelligence, well, then you're able to take out $300,000 worth of school loans when you get to 18 years old and you don't know how finance works. And they say that 50% of the kids that will graduate today will graduate with a title that doesn't actually exist. Well, they will, retire with a title that doesn't actually exist today. Think about if 10 years ago, somebody told you to study to be a drone operator or a social media expert or a pay-per-click expert. You'd have been like, what the hell is that? You would have ended up going to school, taking out $200,000-$300,000 a year to end up running somebody's social media. You've been paying loans off till you're 45 years old. So I think that financial intelligence
absolutely
should
love
be
it.
important.
We have a song called Young CEO on kidnation.com. We have something for everything. So I'm glad, again, that you're in tune, that you understand this completely. And man, there's nothing that brings my heart more joy than seeing the reaction from the kids. And obviously my kids are the tester group on all of this. So it's already over, 50 videos, over 100 songs, all original content. So listen, man, it's revolutionary. It's edutainment, as we like to call it.
Edutainment. Now, so I appreciate it. So we're going to check that out, and it's going to be kidnation.com. But then I want to talk a little bit about, you have something else. Because the Boys and Girls Club. So
did you grow up in the Boys and Girls Club? Drive
Hope for Kids. I did not, but I got honored by them in LA about 4 years ago, and it was truly a privilege, man. And I didn't even know the Boys and Girls Club really existed, honestly, when I was growing up. And I did get turned down by the Boy Scouts, and I remember getting so pissed at that I would never give to them for the rest of my life. And then now I see these commercials. have you been touched by a priest or the Boy Scouts or a wealthy businessman? Give us a call. So
Oh,
maybe
wow.
that's a good thing I didn't go in there, because obviously there may have been some craziness going on. I know that they went bankrupt, but no, I didn't really know about the Boys and Girls. Did you go to them? You went to Boys and
So
Girls?
so I didn't. I've gone a couple times, but my father and Denzel, they grew up in the Mount Vernon Boys and Girls Club, and obviously this is a place that has so much recreational activities. It keeps a lot of people out of trouble. And right now, that's what we're doing this drive, the campaign for, because Boys and Girls Club helps with families that are underprivileged, like getting them tutoring, helping with education, helping with supplies, all these different things. And so that's part of the reason that we wanted to do this in conjunction with Kid Nation. And we need everybody to go to winanewbronco.com, because we're giving away a 2021 Bronco, which is like an 18-month waiting list on this. But it's
I didn't
all
have
in
that.
conjunction with helping these kids in Boys and Girls Club. So winanewbronco.com. Go ahead.
It's winanewbronco.com, because I didn't have it. It's winanewbronco.com. Go on there.
Yeah.
Listen, OJ keeps coming up in the conversation. It's really amazing. Winanewbronco.com. I was actually going to buy one of those new Broncos. They kind of fly. And then they're also going to go to lunch with you, right?
I'm gonna hand the person that wins the keys, obviously, when it's safe enough to do that. And everybody over there at Galpin Ford and Galpin, they're customizing it and everything. So it's one of those situations where if you was gonna buy one, you might just need to sign up for this as well, and you might be the winner. Name it. I know people will be pissed because you already got a lot, but you might need to go to win a new Bronco.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I like seeing what you and Galpin. I like seeing what you and Galpin are doing, man. That's not my style, but
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So listen, I'm gonna be checking this out, man. And
Thank you, bro.
in any words of wisdom on what besides obviously the business of what you're doing, I know that you're giving a lot, and I know that you and I are fortunate, and I'm seeing a lot of people fall by the wayside, and I just want to tell people out there who are watching us both that right now is the best time ever that you will ever get a pass. Be able to go out there and call people and tell people what's going on. You never know. They may want to collaborate with you. Look, Luda and I have known each other for years. I didn't know he was doing this. Now I got to find some resources and or ways to get him content, because if you just check on people, your Rolodex is the biggest asset that you will ever have. And maybe 8 months ago, there was somebody that you knew that you weren't in the same city with, you were like, or you used to work with, or they were in the service with you. Shout out to service members, but you didn't call them. But now, you know where everybody's at. I always say this. Everybody's at home on the couch fighting over the remote control, drinking a bunch of Cheetos and Tito's and wondering who else can they collaborate with. So
Thank you.
So Luda, people, thank you for the lessons, brother.
Absolutely. And just like your television show, another way you can help is we're about to do our first raise as well. So I'm gonna turn this into your TV show in a minute, but just check out the content. Man, I greatly appreciate you. Continue to be, set an example and just be an example, man. I can't wait till we can go and have some dinner again and some lunch and build on so many different things on how we're going to change the world, man.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you for giving to people, and thank you for being who you are, and give love to the family and everybody else.
Peace and love.
So, I always say you should never stop trying to learn new things. So I hope you learned something new from that video. Now, if you're ready to level up and hear from business experts every week, give this video a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon.